Hi, I'm Brie McLemore, and I'm here with Kate Harpootlian, and she's going to tell us about some of her work as well as some of her work she's doing with LIndenwood. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, so we've heard that you've been on So You Think You Could Dance, Ellen, Dancing with the Stars, tons of stuff. So tell us about that.
Well, I've been lucky enough and fortunate enough to have my career take me to really cool places. Ellen's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
She has a ping pong table.
Of course.
And awesome free snacks.
Gotta love crafty.
So, yeah, it's really great. Dancing with the Stars is cool because you get to meet a lot of amazing people through that. So You Think You Can Dance is chaos, but awesome. I mean, live television.
Definitely.
For all of America.
Very high pressure, right?
High pressure.
Yeah.
Pressure.
Yeah, I've seen some of the quick changes that you guys do on there. I was like, oh my gosh, how do you do that?
Yeah, there's like, I always went like last or second to last, and then I would be like backstage and there would be literally 30 people. Someone's changing my hair, someone's doing my makeup, someone's putting my costume on, and you just kind of stand like this while it all happens, and then you get thrown on stage again.
Oh my gosh, you don't even get a chance to just like be with yourself, like meditate and be like, okay, I got this, I could do this. Like, you're just like, go, and you're like, all right.
It's almost better because you can't even think about it. You're
That's
just
true.
like, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you're gonna psych yourself out if you do, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tell me what touring life is like. What's your favorite part?
Oh, my family of friends and dancers. I've known most of them for most of my life, and so we get to travel and see the whole country, and not just that, our crew too. Like, that's my family as well. I've known them for the past 3 years. We've been touring, and
cool.
Yeah, it's just a big family of 24 people.
Yeah, you gotta love big families. You have big dinners, you have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
You gotta love it. It's always the best part, I think.
Yeah.
And what's your least favorite?
The schedule.
Definitely.
Very exhausting. We bust out at night after the shows, and then get into the next city somewhere between 3 a.m. and like 9
Oh, that's the
a.m.
worst.
Yeah, and you kind of just roll off into the hotel room, and then you sleep till 11 or 12, which I hate, and then you find food. That's very important.
Yes.
And that's like the only
Always.
time you get to see the city too. So you're like, let me go to a cool cafe, and then you go to the theater and you repeat the process.
Of course. And food is always the center of my life. I'm like, gotta find food. If there's something around the food, like to see, then that's good too. You know?
I'm not good without food.
No,
I get very hangry.
So do I. I'm the worst person, especially in the morning. If I haven't been fed, you do not want to be around me. And if I was a dancer, I'd be even worse. I'd be like, I'm tired, my muscles hurt. Just feed me a burrito. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, exactly.
So tell us about your classes that you've been teaching at LIndenwood.
Well, I've been teaching open community classes and giving talks, which are interesting. People want to hear some things I have to say, which is
very important.
And working with the students as well through composition and improvisation and just doing a bunch of different things. It's been exciting.
Cool. And you have a bunch of anatomical references in your movements and your dance routines, right? So what do you do? How do you figure that out?
I'm a nerd.
Yeah, me too.
I have great teachers that have taught me quite a lot, and I just really want to know about the body. It never ceases to not amaze me. It's my tool. It's what I have to use every day. And also I have to extend my career as long as possible. So I better know how to keep this in shape, because
I understand.
You can only dance so long.
Yeah, there's only so many burritos you can have without not dancing and working it off, right?
Yeah. I had a burrito yesterday morning.
Yeah. See, I knew what you ate yesterday. I had to mention it.
Yeah.
You also mentioned improv techniques. What prompts you, and what do you prompt your students with improv?
I watch a lot of videos to sort of see textures or patterns that I like, and then also I've studied with a lot of different improvisational methods, from Gaga, that's Batcheva's method in Israel, to Shinwei Dance Arts, that's in New York, and Foresight from Netherlands. Like, being able to study all those techniques and bring them into a different group set of people is really awesome. So
do you like book study dance, or do you just study people and how in the videos and stuff that you watch and stuff?
All of it. I will notice a certain emotion or a certain feeling, or just the technical aspects of it. There's so many different things that speak to me in a number, and that's what's great about YouTube is you can just like pause.
What are they doing there?
Slow it down. Oh.
Like, oh, I see how they move there. I can tweak it, or I can do the same
exactly.
thing. You know?
Yeah, it's an inspiration to keep going. Otherwise, there's just like 10,000 moves in the atmosphere, and you're like, which one do I go with? So it's nice to have like a point of reference to start from.
Yeah, definitely. And also with people choreographing you, would you rather be involved in the movement, or would you rather step back and just let them do their thing?
Both. I like the structure of being told what to do and then taking that, but then also having a voice in what you're doing and what you're saying on stage, because the choreographer has everyone's voices in mind, so being able to come in and say, well, this voice could maybe do this is really nice.
And tell me about the auditions that you're doing for the Lindenwood students for their dance concert in the spring.
Yes, so our audition, we I didn't give them any phrase material because I'm a horrible auditioner and I can never remember anything. So we just did improv task, and I saw the way that they thought about them and approached them, as well as their personal voice and movement, because again, I like to have them to have a say in what we're doing, and just the way they approached different things, and that told me who they were as dancers, but also as people, and how they were going to react in the space. So yeah, that's how I went about it.
Yeah, I wish whenever I auditioned for plays, it'd be like, I just like the way she is, instead of making me memorize something, especially the dance part. I'm so terrible at it. So I really like that technique and the way that you look at people through who they are through improv, because improv is the hardest part. Of course, you can do routine and you can remember the moves, but if you can improv and give someone emotion and show them who you are as a dancer, I think that's really important. So that's really smart on your part. I feel like a lot of choreographers these days don't really do that.
Yeah, it's so different everywhere in the country. In New York, it's, Tommy Potteray, Pure Right Down. In LA, it's like a 2-minute combo. And then there's a lot of people in the contemporary world that do these improv auditions, and I just have always felt so much more comfortable in those. So.
Which is good that you, as a teacher, you think about the students, don't you? Think about how you were as a student, because you look back on yourself and you're like, you know what? I think this would be easier for me, and I think it's easier for them. And also, I feel like Lindenwood students here, they always do auditions with choreographed pieces. So that probably was different for them, and they loved it.
I hope so.
I would. I mean, I would love to just have you be like, do whatever you want. Just like, show me who you are. Be like, yes, I can do that. Easy peasy. Especially if I could actually dance.
Yeah.
I'd just do like a sidestep routine or something. Yeah, exactly. Just like a head bob or something.
Love it.
Yeah, well, what was your creative process for this routine?
I started off by kind of coming up with the concept of it's sort of about coming to sit for a meditation of sorts, and the chaos of trying to quiet the mind. So I started off with that idea, and this idea of sort of the Japanese drums, the call to come sit.
That's cool.
And created the music based off of that, and then started creating the space, and each day I'd set a little bit and then come back and sort of see where it needed to progress to in terms of story. And yeah.
And you have an open showing at 4 today, right?
We do. 4. We finished last night, so we're gonna maybe go through it before that showing, and then we're gonna do the showing, and yeah, I head to the airport.
Wow, you are just like on it. You're like here and then you're gone.
Jet set life.
I know, it's crazy dance choreographer teacher life, which I'm sure you didn't even think about this when you were younger. Like, oh, I'll be doing this when I'm older. Or is this always been your dream?
It's always been my dream. I don't think I quite knew what was going to go into it, how much travel it involved. Yeah, it's so rewarding, and I'm lucky that on tour I get to travel with the people I really like, but I also am constantly traveling by myself and never in one place. So I'm looking to sort of get a little bit more stability in my life, put down some roots.
I understand, yeah.
Even now I'm like, where do I live?
On a plane.
Yeah, suitcase, for sure.
Suitcase, where the food's at, that's all,
Where the
right?
food's at.
I'm glad we can bond over food.
Yeah.
And going back to the 4 p.m. showing you have today, tell us about the costumes and the lightings that you thought about for that.
So the costume is sort of going to be based off of these monks' robes.
Okay.
Sort of the more Japanese style for Buddhism. And just gonna with a pant and a sock. When I'm creating as a female, I know that I've always been given movement that once they put us in corsets and shoes or whatever they want us to put on.
Of course.
especially because we're in dresses, we'll do all this sliding and then we'll just get torn up. So I knew ahead of time that they needed to be in a sock and a pant because I was giving them very sliding movement. And then with the lighting, I think we're going to start off kind of dim in the chaotic section and then sort of start to progress towards something brighter once it finds a little more peace. But I would love to hear what the lighting designer has to say because he's probably very good at his job, and I love collaboration. So.
Definitely, which is good because I am a perfectionist and I'm like, I want to do this all myself, but I always have to remind myself collaboration is the best thing because you have to hear what other people have to say. I have ideas, but they do too.
Yeah.
And I think you working with a lighting director, because you both come from two different worlds, so he's like, from a lighting standpoint, this would be good, but you're like, from a dance standpoint, I think we could do this, and then you could come together and find something really beautiful, and I already know this is going to be beautiful already. Yeah. So just hearing the lighting director's comments is going to be even better.
Yeah, I think so too.
And what's your next artistic endeavors that you have coming up?
Ooh, lots of teaching, lots of choreographing with mainly high school students throughout U.S. and Canada, and I have a dance festival showing of my piece from this past summer, which I can't name it yet, but very excited. And then and I'm doing site-specific work too, which somewhere outside Manhattan, and on a playground. So that'll be really interesting to create because I haven't done site-specific yet. So.
Yeah, possibly dangerous, but sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, we're going to see what happens there. There's a lot of moving objects on a playground.
Yeah, embrace your inner kid. That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
I mean, playgrounds are really open for interpretation for anybody because, I mean, I see adults playing on playgrounds, and now I see dancers on playgrounds.
Yeah, we do still play, I think.
Definitely. That's all part of the job, is you still got to have fun. You can't have it like too much like a job or else it's not fun anymore.
Yeah, I'm very lucky that I get to play improv games every day at my job.
Yes,
so.
I love improv. It's too much fun.
Yeah.
Who are some choreographers that inspire you throughout this whole journey?
I really love Crystal Pite. Her work is so emotional, and I'm so drawn to that. I'm constantly asking myself how I contribute to society, and for me, it's that I can transport someone somewhere else or give them clarity in something they're searching for. So any work that draws me in emotionally and is still technically extraordinary is work that I personally love. Hofesh Schechter too, he has such a movement style to his work, and it's like going to a rock concert every time, and it just hits you in your bones. And yeah, so those are two big choreographers I'm inspired by.
Yeah, and that just inspires me as a person who just watches dance and just wishes she could dance, is that the emotion that takes me there. Like, I want to cry when I see a contemporary routine or a lyrical routine because it's just like they are so into it and their movements and their body. And it's actually a fact that when people watch dance and they're sitting still, they want to move with them. And that just shows how much dance influences the watcher and the audience. So I just have so much respect for you and your colleagues for just being able to take us there in such a beautiful and artistic way.
Yeah, well, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. My sister would freak out if she knew I was talking to you because she is a big dancer and I'm not. So she would be asking you so many technical questions, like, tell me, do you like ballet, tap, or jazz? Because she'd want to know that because she hates ballet and hates tap.
Yeah, I didn't get along with tap either.
Yeah, it's not for all of us. Definitely not me.
It's a whole different mindset of like making noise with your feet. So
exactly.
I appreciate it.
No, I do too, and I also appreciate contemporary because it's just so beautiful and so movement based. And I know tap is very like here and below because you don't really do much up here, but I feel like lyrical and contemporary is your whole body.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
What would you tell 17-year-old Kate?
Hang in there.
You got this.
It's very tough. It's very tough, but it has high rewards. And you're going to hear no all the time, and you just kind of have to roll with it. And belief. You have to have a strong set of beliefs in order to keep you going. Whatever it is, like that, it will work out, But it is, and this life is more than I could have ever hoped for and different. I thought I would do certain things, and I didn't, and I did something else that was just as amazing for me. And yeah, so just to keep going through it, keep keep holding on to what you believe in.
And you said you've been dancing since you were around 5. Do you think that you've always wanted to be here and you think you would be here at this point in your life?
Yeah, I mean, luckily my mom really wanted to get mimosas with her friends and enrolled me in a Saturday morning dance program. I don't think she knew quite what she'd gotten into, but for me, I never questioned that I would do anything else. I was doing dance, and then I just kind of instinctively was like, yeah, I'm going to be a professional dancer. I never vocalized it. I just kind of went with it, and I am still doing it.
I envy you for that, because at 5 I was like, I want to be a dinosaur, and that's who I wanted to be. And now I'm here in college and I'm like, I think I want to do film. But you've always known your path, which is always so important and so cool that people can do that, because me, I'm always undecided. I never know what I'm going to do.
Well, yeah, I mean, I still question it, because again, I've just thought I was going to do this my whole life, so it's become a relationship, a love-hate, any relationship. Sometimes I'm like, oh, dance. Sometimes I love it too, I love it so much, and I constantly am questioning, is this still where I want to be? Am I still loving what I'm doing? That's why we always say injuries are really great in dance, because they make you pause and reflect, is this something I really want to come back to? Am I like craving it, or am I like, okay, cool, I think it's time to move on? So right now, I see myself continuing to do this.
Yes, definitely.
So, yeah, I love it.
All right, we'll be right back after this break.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes, and you come to mine. This is it. First impression. My way in. But here's the thing. Can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Can one piece of paper really tell you my whole story? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or how anytime there was an opportunity, I was the first one to step up, because I wasn't gonna let my life, my circumstances dictate who I was gonna become. And all of that determination, the commitment, the drive, that's me. And that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume, discover new ways to develop great talent, like me.
Green hat, red hat, oops. Red shirt, blue shirt, yellow shirt, oops. Yellow pants, red pants, green pants, oops.
Welcome back. So, Kate, you've talked about being in New York and LA and all the jet lag. So what's the difference between New York life and LA life?
Winter.
True. Very true.
So I'm based out of New York, technically, and the dance scene there is just incredible. So many amazing teachers. You have Broadway, but you also have the major contemporary theaters there, like the Joyce and BAM. And the companies that come there are just extraordinary from everywhere in the world. And it's really, really cool to be able to go and see art all the time. Almost overwhelming, because you're like guilty that you're not going to see something.
Yes,
definitely. You're like, I'm just gonna go home and watch Netflix. But there's just always movement and things being created there, and that's very inspiring. Then LA, you have no winter, so I usually skip out on winter now and come to the West Coast.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, and my company that I work for is based there as well. And the scene out there is really cool because it is new. The contemporary scene is really starting to form, so watching something in the creation is really cool. And I think a lot of that is also due to USC opening their dance program. And they have William Forsythe over there who's like God. And so many people are coming over to teach at the school or to like work over there, and it's just brought in a lot of amazing choreographers. And then there's also, you know, the television and commercial industry there, so you get to do a lot of cool jobs and meet a lot of, you know, celebrities and stuff, and it's just really cool over there as well. But I'm a New Yorker at heart.
Definitely.
That's where I would stay.
Even though it's so cold all the time?
You know, I was raised in South Carolina, so like the blizzard is not where I'm at. In South Carolina, if it's 32 degrees and overcast, school is canceled and bread is sold out.
Oh my gosh.
It's ridiculous. Like, we don't know how to handle it. So, and it would snow a few times and it would be amazing, but in New York, it's just, you have to go get groceries in that blizzard, and you have to walk to work in the subway because no one owns cars. So it just is really difficult, but worth it. You get so much amazing things in return for it. So maybe I'll stop being a baby and stay in one place.
I mean, it's nice to live your life kind of all over the place. It kind of sucks because you think, you're like, where do I live? Where's my home?
Yeah.
But it's like you're living this time in your life and you're moving around and you're going to places and you're traveling and you're fulfilling that part of your life. Because I've always wanted to travel all over the place, but I've been stuck in one place. But I understand how tiring it can be too. So
yeah. And it's hard to form relationships as well.
That's true.
With friends and with other people, because I'm just never in one place.
for long enough.
Yeah, so I'm sure my dad would really love for me to bring someone home. So.
We'll worry about that later.
I'm 30, so it's happening. I really probably need to start honing down and settling down a little bit more, just so I can create new friendships and new circles of life. We'll work on that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, you're living your life to the fullest. That really is what you're doing.
Yeah.
So tell me about dancing as a kid. Like, tell me about how your childhood was like wrapped around dance.
Well, I was a competition kid.
Oh, okay.
That's what we call us. So I would go to school and maybe have like an hour, and then I'd go to dance from like 5:30 to 9. And then I would figure out where schoolwork sort of landed between then. Usually I did all my schoolwork in school.
Okay, yeah, I did the same thing.
Yeah.
It's easier.
Yeah, so I wouldn't have to like do it later after dance class. And I was there at the dance school like every day. I think we got Fridays off.
Okay.
Which is great once I was like a senior in high school.
Yeah.
And then on the weekends, we'd go to dance competitions, or we go to dance conventions where we learned from teachers, and there would be nationals in the summer.
Oh, wow.
I was very lucky to be at a pre-professional school that was nonprofit, and we were able to travel to Singapore and China
Oh my gosh.
and Austria and Germany and Bulgaria. And so that was really exciting to be able to have those opportunities. The competition world's really interesting.
Definitely.
I sometimes wonder what it would have been like to do baseball or soccer. Baseball, yeah, right.
Soccer, maybe.
Yeah, maybe soccer, definitely not baseball. To wonder if it was as high pressure as the dance world is.
Oh, no. Dance is way harder.
Yeah, I just remember having to go through a lot of really grown-up situations at a young age.
Yeah.
As being a teenager. Like 14, I was flying by myself to places.
Oh, my gosh.
And having to really hear no, and you had a lot of auditions for scholarships and things, and for pieces, and there was a lot of rejection, and a lot of great things as well. But I sometimes wonder if that was the same for other activities, because it's difficult to deal with that as a kid, and it's made me a very strong person.
Yeah.
And able to really handle my professional career. I'm so glad that I heard no so much as a kid, because
Definitely.
as an adult it would have just gotten harder. But it's really interesting. It's something I question a lot too, because I think dancers and artists are some of the most strong people I know, but also some of the most issue-driven people.
Oh, it's so true. We're tortured hearts.
Yeah, and I think it's because we're constantly questioning ourselves. With dance, I mean, you literally look at yourself in a mirror and you're like, all right, what can I fix today? And that's really messed up. But it's part of the job, is constantly questioning, how can I better myself? How can I fix myself?
Of course, yeah.
And that creates a lot of issues. And so a lot of that, I think, grown adult work is getting back to loving yourself as well, and appreciating the flaws and being okay with them, saying, all right, I see that's wrong, we can fix it, but it doesn't affect who I am or what I'm doing. So.
Exactly. I feel like with dance and any art, really, it's a workshop driven lifestyle. It's like, how can I fix this? How can I make this better? Who can I talk to make me better? What can I read to make me better? It's just like you're always researching how to be better.
Yeah, and it's not just my job, it's my lifestyle. It infects everything that I do. I do yoga because I need to cross-train. I have to be careful of what I eat. Not necessarily careful. It's so funny. Anytime there's like a dance show on television, it's always like, they have an eating disorder. But seriously, for me personally and the people I hang around, dancers are probably the most hungry people I've ever met.
I'm sure.
I mean, putting it away. There's one guy in the company who's like ripped, and he's eating like mac and cheese pizza, and I want to punch him in the face. But yeah, it's about like, what am I putting in my body in terms of what's going to fuel me the best for these long rehearsals.
Of course.
And it really is in every choice I make. Scheduling. How am I gonna go to this wedding in June when I don't know what I'm doing in February?
That must be really difficult for you.
Yeah, because it is a freelance job, and with dance, things come up last minute. So
yeah, watching your pieces come to life, how does that feel? Just sitting in behind the scenes and watching it happen.
It's really cool. A lot of times, it's so funny. I was just watching a combo last night that I'd created and I'd forgotten about, and I was like, whoa. I don't remember creating this in any way, but that's a really cool thing to watch. So, yeah, it's just really cool to sort of see something come out and you don't quite remember how it got there, but you're like, whoa, cool, I did that. Yeah, it's proud.
Yeah, definitely, because, I mean, watching anything that you create, you're like, I did that. Yeah. Like, I did that. That's cool. Yeah, are your parents so proud of you?
Oh, my gosh, so proud.
Are they the type of parents that's like, look what Katie did? Like, look what's on TV.
They love the film and television stuff, because they can be like, look what she's doing. So, yeah, they're really proud.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have a busy life, but you found time for Lindenwood, and you found time for us.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate you coming in and talking with us and showing us your life, because it was very interesting, and I wish I could talk to you for like 3 more hours, but you got stuff to do.
Yeah.
So thank you for watching Behind the Curtains. I'm Brie McLemore. Thanks for watching.